Bienvenidos and welcome. They say the truth will set you free, so here's my truth.
What's up, familia? You already know this is Alan David Ruelas motherfucking Aguilar. We are in another episode here with
Jades Rodriguez.
Hey, party, pride. Bring out the dancers. Let's go. But I gotta tell y'all something. We have audience members by the name of
Maggie. And Vanessa.
Yo, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So best believe we're gonna make this like a, shot.
Yes.
So talking about shots, we have drinks. Courtesy of Arizona. As y'all know, the IE in the house. So cheers. So I want to get started with Jades. Tell us a little bit about yourself because I want people to know, one, who you are, where you come from, and what's the vibe for today. Your outfit to die for, I gotta say.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's so funny? I keep getting that question in interviews.
Okay.
But I'm like, girl, I'm a Gemini. I don't even know who I am.
We're gonna talk about that because my mom's a Gemini.
Is she?
Yeah, and I haven't talked to her.
No way. See,
I just think I have talked to her. I love her.
I'm like, I don't want kids because I'm a Gemini. Like,
Oh.
That's literally, but.
Okay, that's yeah.
No. My name's Jades. I'm from the IE. I feel like I always tell people that, but that's just because we're in OC and they don't get it. IE people and OC people are very different.
That, but also we gotta make sure that we bring in the culture.
Yes,
I mean, there is a lot to unpack there because a lot of people talk a lot of shit about the IE.
Yeah.
And you know this.
Like me too. But
No, it's true. Like we get to talk about it because we live there. But like the difference is like when like people from LA or OC, they're like, like it's just dust. I'm like,
girl, it's like.
No, you'll be finding the finest people sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I will say the girls, top tier.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
The girls, you get your flowers. But some of the guys, they belong in the dust. You know what I mean?
It's like, okay, scammers. Okay, plugs.
No. But let me ask you something, Jades.
Yeah.
So the first thing is that I gotta give you your flowers. Every single time I get the opportunity, I met Jade through Bestie Berenice.
Yes.
Yes. Good vibes only. And of course, one of the things that I think that I really love about you, right, besides your style, I talked about this with you personally, right, is that when we talk about like girl talk, but also when we're talking about like queerness and all this good stuff, you're such a good vibe. And I think like, Maggie can like testify this. The idea is like besides like, EDMs and being an academic weapon, right? What is it that you have for us to understand a little bit more about spreading good energy? Like what is it about? Like how do you wake up and you're like, I'm gonna spread good energy today? Like what's that vibe for you?
I grew up with a Christian mom.
Okay.
So I grew up with like, if you're upset, go to Jesus. Like,
okay.
Very much like she was always honest about like our attitude and like our just how we saw life. Because she was like, this is a blessing. God is a blessing. Like, he gave you this life. So that's how I wake up. Like, she always told me, like, being nice is free. Like, just do it. If you're upset, like, nobody deserves that from you. So, like, I 100% agree. But yeah, I think that's why I'm, like, just always, like, you know what? Like, at the end of the day, you create your own life. And you create your own, like, I guess, reality. So it's just like bring the good vibes, bring the good energy because you're gonna get that back.
No, I definitely feel that. I think whenever we're walking into a room, Miss Jades also has honesty is the best policy.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. So tell me, what is your 2 cents about giving honest feedback? Like, do you appreciate that? Is that something that you're kind of like every now and then you like rip off the Band-Aid? How is that with your friendships? Or like what would you say is a what about that?
No, I think accountability is everything. Yeah, keep your friends accountable, people around you accountable. Everybody deserves to be accountable, even myself. I love it when Maggie tells me, like, Maggie's my best friend. Maggie, I'm gonna bring her up so many times.
Yeah, no, talk about Maggie. I'm dying to meet Maggie a little bit more outside of the Instagram pictures. I'm like, who is Maggie?
I had to give Miss Maggie her own shout out because I'm with her. I lived with her. Like that is my girl. That's my person. No, and I think even she like taught me a lot about like the way you carry yourself and the way you present yourself to others. Which is why. Like if I'm ever doing something wrong or like I'm ever acting a certain way, she'll kind of like talk to me about it. And I think that's why I've learned to kind of do that as well with others. Because all the way that you present yourself, all the way you like act, and like, I think that's just how I kind of took from her. So I'm like, okay, well now I'm gonna do that for others as well. It's like in the sense of like holding our friends accountable, holding the people around us accountable.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, Maggie, would you say that you hold Miss Jades, up to par for being, the baddest bitch?
Yeah, I feel like Jades has such a big heart and she has so much potential. I love Jades.
No, I know. Well, talking about potential, you do have that potential, girl. I'm like, light up the Habibis, light up the homies.
No, not the Habibis. please, no.
Just like,
No.
Look, listen up. We gotta spread the good vibes, and I think that one of the things is that outside of like friendships and all that good stuff, you put in a lot of work. I say that because here on campus, I will say like a lot of people have heard your name,
Oh my God.
the Jades of Heart. You know what I mean? What is it called? The Jades of Heart, or the Spears of Heart? I don't know which one's called. But the idea is very simple. Yes. How do you have like a good work-life balance? And what would you recommend for all the, besties listening? Because, we want to be an academic weapon. We want to get in our bag. What's the tea? Like, what's the 411?
No, it's so crazy. I remember when I met Bernice, I saw you everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, he's on campus. He's doing his thing. And I remember I see, like, he's so cool. Like, he's so cool for, like, he's active. He's always doing stuff on campus. I love being very, like, active and busy. Like, I low-key think I might have ADHD because I'm just, like... This
I'm the same way, yeah.
And I remember
I think it's the party system.
Yes, no, literally. No, that's it. I think it's because we're from the IE.
Yes.
And IE, there's only, like, you can only party out there. Mm-hmm. That's all you could do.
Yeah.
But then also, you don't want to get stuck there.
Yeah, no, you don't.
So you got to be an academic weapon to get out of there.
Yeah, that's what I did for school. That's so crazy you say that. I was literally thinking about this because, it makes a difference where you grow up in. And I always tell people, what side of Fontana are you from? Mind you, there's like a whole big conversation about like, blah, 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 blah. But I grew up in South Fontana. And I grew up in the swamp meets. I talked about this previously. Like, I grew up with the tianguis. I grew up with, like, the horses, the cows. Yes. I was milking cows and stuff. And I was like, I had to even, like, cook my own chicken. I had to raise it and then kill it, dude. I was like...
Oh, my God, the Mexican PTSD.
Dude. It's crazy out there. And you be going out there and you see the little borreguitos and stuff. And you're kind of like... At first, you feel as if, like, like, oh, my gosh. Like, because you be walking around and everyone has, like... Again, not everyone, but... You be walking around and people, like, they have the newest car, they have the newest home, they have the newest everything, and you're walking around very, like, humble.
Yeah.
And so it's cool, and it makes you have, like, charisma, it makes you be aware. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I love the comadres.
Same.
Especially when they make the food, especially when you go to, like, Jurupa Valley. Yeah. I will say Jurupa Valley, they have, like, the best. Well, for me, it's Jurupa Valley, Ruby Dukes. Y luego Ruby Doe. Calm down. I got you. And then of course Fontana.
Yeah.
Yes, Fontana has like a good taco station.
Yeah.
But Miss Jades, what would you say is something that you fuck up when you go to like a Mexican taco place or like a Mexican food place?
Wait, like did I like
when you go out and eat, Así que te comes así that you're like no questions.
It's so funny. Yeah. Me and Maggie will be on missions looking for birria tacos. But it's because the only
You like birria tacos?
Girl.
Yeah, okay.
Real quick. My favorite spot is in Haru. No, it's actually in Rubidoux. Well, it's like, if y'all know the Rubidoux Swami, it's right in front of, I forgot their name, but it's right in front of the Rubidoux Swami, and it's so good. But then, mind you, I moved to OC. Ooh. And I was like, Miss Maggie, we need to be on, we were on the way to the gym. Yeah. We were on the way to the gym, and we were like, we want birria tacos instead. Mm-hmm. And we found a spot. It's good. Mm-hmm.
But not the same.
It's not the same as Rubidoux's, like,
no, it's so crazy because right there where I live, like, literally, I kid you not, todos están abriendo.
Yeah.
But, like, it literally feels like when you go to Mexico to the tianguis.
Yes.
But not everyone has that. And that's, a blessing because it's like a lot of people, you know what I mean? Again, this is the thing that I always tell. There are people that are from Downey, Compton, Linwood, Inglewood, you name it, you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like, you gotta find a good place to eat.
I agree.
Just yesterday, Jades, I gotta say, I ate a whole box of pizza all to myself.
Yeah, that's what you deserve.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to get a little thicker, Estoy flaquito, pero así me quieren. Flaquito, imagínate con músculo. We're going in, girl. With this there, dude. I'm like, you know what I mean? Pero sí, so tell me, gym routine, what is that like for you? And then also like, where do you get the inspiration or motivation to be like, I want to go to the gym?
Oh my God, well, we talked about us being, you didn't know I was a soccer player.
I recollect a little bit, but I do, have my fair share of like, I remember.
Yeah, yes. So we talked about how I used to play soccer. I grew up playing sports. That was one thing my parents always had us busy. Because like I said, like in IE there's not much to do. Yeah. So it's either like you chose like the gang life or you chose like something else. Mm-hmm. So my parents didn't want us part of that. So they were like, no, like let's just have them busy in sports, Girl Scout, all that. So I was really active. I did swim, I did karate, I did soccer, I did everything. My brother was a boxer for a really long time. So like I just grew up super active. And even in high school I did track and soccer. Mm-hmm. So when I stopped playing, I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like and in track we did gym, and I loved it. Like I loved like just feeling strong, because being skinny, like people are always like, oh my God, yes, the Bella Hadid body, like yes, But like,
preach.
When you're Hispanic,
Preach.
That sucks. Because they're always telling like, no comes, like, no tienes carne.
Oh, they body shame you on crack.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I always grew up super like insecure about like my thighs, especially playing soccer. So then when I started getting in the gym, I started seeing how muscular I could get. I was like, dude, like this is like, I felt strong. And I felt like my presence even like
you have control.
Exactly. So when I started going to the gym, it was my senior year of high school. I started going with a friend. And I just loved it. I loved how it occupied my brain. I loved how I was feeling good about myself. Although there are times where you need a break.
Yeah, of course.
Because there's times where like you're going so often that it just becomes your world, and you start counting your food calories and like your protein intake, and then like the body dysmorphia starts hitting.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's when it's like a good time to take a break. Because it's such a healthy lifestyle, but then it becomes unhealthy real quick.
Yeah, no, that, and also like I had my fair share of like things that I had to grow up with body shaming. You know, nicknames in like Latino Mexican household is very prevalent. You know, I had my fair share. My ears were not an exception. You know what I mean? They call me el Dumbo. You know what I mean?
God.
Y luego el orejón. You know what I mean? Y luego ahí viene el flaco. Ahí viene la flauta. You know what I mean?
Flauta's crazy.
Yeah,
my dad calls me la catija.
Oh, wow.
Still,
No, that's crazy. I be getting a lot. And then for soccer, when I played, they gave me a nickname. Finally, that wasn't so, you know, aggressive for a 5-10-year-old. They called me when I was like 19, 20, they called me piernitas.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a nice way of saying I checked out your thighs, you know, without being, you know. Yeah, no, I was walking around, they're like, Alan, échate un bailecito. And I was like, piernitas.
I love that.
That was the first time I ever had a wholesome experience with my team that was not homophobic.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, so I was like, shout out to y'all. You know, I hope y'all got married and got
that would be
paid.
like my like trap name if I were you.
I would do that, but the thing is, I don't want to stunt on these.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
You got them legs so to do
Girl,
it.
I got them too, but the thing is, I gotta ride the right high heel.
Oh,
I want to make sure. Me and Vanessa are gonna go out this Sunday, and I think before we have our girls' night, we're gonna like divest. I sound like a whole politician. We're gonna politics. I'm like, wait, hold on. No. Let me close switch. Okay, we're gonna go have a whole moment. We're gonna go watch Harry Potter. We're gonna do hair. And then also I was gonna tell her like, let's go high heel shopping. Because I got some other ones, but it broke.
Oh.
I know. No, I was walking too hard.
Yeah. The world couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I was stepping on these roaches. You know? Yeah. La cucaracha. Yeah, nothing. You know what I mean? I was like, tas. But yes, girl, I definitely do share, you know, those insecurities. I will say, recently, I have found, it's not diagnosed, but definitely body dysmorphia goes a super long way.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, the more that I go to the gym, the more comfortable I feel, more strong. But at the same extent, it's kind of like you start counting calories.
Yeah.
You start seeing what you do. You start seeing what... And then it got to the point where I was like, you know what? When I did my first photo shoot, I was telling Bane too, I was like, I just didn't want to look at the pictures. Yeah. And you become your own worst critic. Like, to the point where it's like, it's so... At least for me, it got to a point where it was so annoying because you can't even, like, live. Yeah. Because you're like this, and then that, and then over here, and then what if we fix it? How about we just accept the moment? Yeah. And let it be. So I told my agent, I told the photographer, I was like, do what you gotta do. Take the picture. I don't want to see it. Serious. I'll see it after, and then I'll deal with it, you know, internally. Yeah. And I said that because I feel very confident with myself. It's just a lot of the bullying, a lot of everything that I grew up with. It makes me feel like as if like it's just like something that's not me. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's like very much like a trauma rather than like the whole experience of like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Because when I walk into the club, I feel happy. Yeah. I feel good. No, I agree. And then someone yesterday, you know, the little 101, Miss Jades, I like cuffed the bag. I was telling, you know, Vanessa, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I don't know if you ever heard this, Maggie, but like when you fulfill a fantasy, I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, he was a fantasy. Yeah, no, dude. He was a fantasy. Yeah. I'll tell you all about it after, but...
I'm like, cut the camera.
Yeah, no, cut the cameras, dude. But it was so delicioso, dude. Like, I was talking about, like, you literally live for these moments. Yeah. Where I was just like, I looked, and I found.
You create your own reality.
Yeah, no, dude. I was in that reality. Yeah, I was like...
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, no.
That's what you say.
Yes, that and more. But he said, at Cal State Fullerton, he's like, why do they have all the hot guys? And I was like, where?
No way.
Where? I was just like, where? He's like, no. we're not talking about that. Like, I don't care about me right now because I'm like, like, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm like, who's spreading this? I was just like, I want to walk onto campus and find me a good looking.
43,000 students have not found my soulmate.
No, I know, no love here. 0, 0, 0, 0.
No.
Like,
and if they are, they're cheating on their girlfriends.
Or they're just not being honest.
Yes, they all have girlfriends because we're commuter school. They all have girlfriends back home. I was story time. Me and Maggie are in the car. Okay, I get a phone call. She's like, who's this? And I was like, no, tiene novia. But she didn't believe me. She's like, answer. I'm like, okay, you know when you're in the car with all your homegirls? And like, okay, fine. I answer. Where you at?
Oh.
Let me come to you. Mind you, I'm over here like, playing it off, like, no, like, trying to play hard to get. I mean, I am, but like, you know.
As you should.
But I have all the girls behind me, so I'm constantly having to mute it because they're laughing. And I was like, where's your girlfriend at? He was like, nah, it's not even about that. And I was like, where's my damo at? He's like, I'll get you too. I was like, no, like, get me, like, all the ones for all the girlfriends you have, you know? Anyways, I hang up the call. And then I show Maggie, like, his account. His girlfriend is the first highlight. And I'm like, I don't even know, because, like, he's so mysterious, like, like, otherwise I'd tell the girl. I don't even know who she is.
Yeah, no. It's not even like,
And I was like, and literally the whole time Maggie was like, I thought you were kidding. I thought, like, it's the
no, it'd be like,
this.
It's like that. And even like, I have had experiences where, you do the deed and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, I have a partner. And I'm like, right, where was this conversation before?
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, I'd be like, jump into the next, club or moving on to the next business. And in the back of my mind, it's like, it's them.
No, literally.
Because I'm like, you could be honest in the first moment you meet each other. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want your like social security number, but like, my goodness gracious, just be like, like, I'm with somebody,
also,
or like, there's open relationships, but I'm like, girl, like, just tell me.
Exactly.
Because when you tell me after, what am I supposed to do?
Exactly.
Run to you and be like,
I feel like it's so like disrespectful.
Yeah.
También.
Yeah,
like,
because it's just
parties.
like, I'm like, girl, I'm not invested like that, so that's why I don't be dating. But that's good though. Have your standards. Make sure you get all the bouquets. Yeah. And I will say, there's nothing wrong with being a tease, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
Because being a tease is a good time. Yay. I have a good time being a tease when I go out. Okay, but also because not everyone deserves your heart.
I agree.
That's the honest truth.
Agree.
That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
It's not always about like the ooh, like I like attention. No, it's you have to be careful with who you give your heart to, and then also where you invest time, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be in a position where you're like in a toxic relationship. I
agree.
I had a horrible experience. Like, there's levels of toxicity, Jades, and I like cleanse a lot of it out. Good. But at the same time, for some reason, it just comes back. Yeah. Like, trauma loves to follow me in the back burner. Like, I'm doing.
It's because you're a good person.
I'm walking around and I'm like, good vibes. Yeah. Trauma over here. Gotta, extinguish that over there. I was at the gym and someone got like all crazy with me.
You told me about this.
No, I told you, and that was just like, dude, at the end of the day, safety comes first.
I agree.
There's no room for like stalking. There's no room for like being aggressive for no reason, because at the end of the day, like, I might be tall and skinny, but I'm gonna throw in some boots or something. I'm gonna like bite that ear off or something. I'm like, boom, Yeah, I'm like, woof woof,
Que little chihuahua.
A little, ¿cómo se hace? Un gatito vibe, you know what I mean? You're like, you know, but definitely, like I said, like, if I feel a certain type of way, I can only imagine when, like, a girl is, like, in the actual gym and, like, someone approaches them and you're like,
oh my God, yes, dude. I've had multiple, I think that's one of the things where, like, I'm always moving gyms, but it's literally just because, like, you can control yourself and your actions, but you can't control other people. And that's what sucks, and that's, like, the hard reality.
Yeah.
Because, like...
people are weird.
Yeah, no, and I've had people tell me, like, well, why are you dressing like that at the gym? Why? But it's, like...
my body.
No matter what I wear, I can't control someone else's actions. Especially at the gym. You're working out, and they take it as, like, oh, well, you were asking for attention. It's not my fault.
It's not even that, too. Like, I saw a TikTok about this, too. It was, like, this one girl que se puso a hacer, like, a real specific, like, movements and whatnot. I'm like, why is it her fault? Yeah. That like you're like stretching, people stretch differently. Yeah. Like, you're gonna go up to someone and be like, oh, don't do that yoga pose.
Yeah.
I think it's very much like you said, like, it's the other person's actions, because at the end of the day, like, you can wear whatever you want. Like, even when you go out to dance, you're not even allowed to like touch them like that.
Exactly.
And my 2 cents is like, when you're in public like that, oh, you're calling for attention. I'm like, where?
Yeah.
I'm being myself.
Exactly.
And that's how I felt sometimes, because I'm like, sometimes I'd be wearing booty shorts.
Period.
But I'd be getting a little, the internalized homophobia kicks in, and I'm like,
No.
I'm like, I'm trying to like work it out, because it'd be like a little, like, you be getting, you feel a little societal pressures and everything.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm going to walk onto campus with some heels.
Period.
One of these.
I cannot wait for that.
But, dude, I just don't want to end up looking like a clown. No. I got to get with the system. And the reason I said is because I got to hang out with the girls, make sure that the outfit is cleared. Yeah. So that we got to get Maggie and speed out. And we got to get Vanessa on speed out, because we cannot have a catastrophe de outfit. We have to get
I've been seeing some wild ass outfits here. I feel like you can walk on campus and wear like a Trump 2020 hat on campus. You can wear heels on campus. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think there's any shame, Yeah, no, dude. Sometimes
my style is ass. But I now we're gonna go get clothes to make the improvement. Slowly but surely.
My thing was like, okay, I always like took it as like, girl, I commute an hour every day to school. Like, I'm gonna dress however I want. Like,
Yeah.
Like, especially like starting to wear like sweats and stuff like that, like to campus and like that. But then this semester, it was after Maggie came back from Spain, where she was like, we don't dress like that no more, girl. Where I was like, no, like literally, like you should dress every day. Like, it's like the best day ever. Like every day, like you're going out every day. Even if I'm going to like my 10 a.m. lecture, girl, I'm gonna pull up nice.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Do good, learn better. That's like, like look good, do good.
That, and also it gives like cunty, like it gives like confidence, because you're walking in and like you're being the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
I feel like to some extent the only way that I do that is, this is like my 2 cents where I drive people nuts, but I put on like a whole shitload of cologne. But I do that.
You always do smell nice.
I appreciate it, but I overdo it because I feel that, one, my body like soaks up the cologne. Okay. But then 2, like my grandpa always told me that to smell good is like always a sense of like confidence, right? So when you go to sleep, when you shower, all these things, right? So then I drench my body and I'm walking around, and some people are like, I could smell you down the hall. And I'm like, good.
They should.
That's good. Yeah, that means when you go, that's when you go talk cheese, man. Go talk about that. You know what I mean? Go talk about how you smell delicioso.
Exactly. They can never call you musty.
Musty or dusty, because we out here, in Cologne and taking showers every day, making sure we brush our teeth.
Which a lot of people don't do on campus.
Well, I will say, let me tell you something. That is true. And I think that, when we're talking about dating, that's what we don't.
Have you ever got the ick?
Yes.
Because of that? Dude.
Multiple times.
Same.
Yeah. Same. There's actually some. Okay, I was like, tea time, no, hold on. Yeah, well, my ick is when they have, like, dirty nails.
Oh my god, yes. And they're trying to touch you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, bitch, don't even get near me. Don't even hug me.
Yeah, don't even do that. And my other thing is, when they have, like, a foul, aggressive, stanky breath. But I'm talking about, like, aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, you need to, like, open it, put, like, some...
Yeah. I mean, I will say, look, I get sometimes, like, we're just coming to the gym. We're just, we woke up late, But girl, it's every day. But that's another thing, too, where I'm kind of like, what if they're depressed? Like, what if they're going through it?
I ain't got time.
No?
You know why? Because they have friends.
Oh, true.
They shall hold them accountable. Yes. And my other thing, let's dive into another topic right now, because I know that this is gonna come up and I want to learn a little bit more. Okay. How do you get VIP for EDMs, girl?
Oh my god.
I need to know. That's the true tea right here, because I'm like, dude, clearly if I go dressed like this, I'm gonna be like, the professor, but like, what is it that Jades does to be going to these raves, to be going, girl, because you are like a raver, like.
No, it's so funny. I grew up super Christian, so raving was like no, like that's the devil's world. But my cousins were ravers and they babysit me. So then like, I was going to church, but then like the next day they babysit like people that were shuffling in my living room. So like I just always loved the scene. So I got introduced to it like when I was finally like old enough to like actually get into it. I loved it because it was so exciting. I could finally be myself. I could finally like wear clothes I felt comfortable in. But no, honestly, look, all I'm gonna say is be nice to everybody. Don't be afraid to talk to everybody. Like, if a girl looks good, I will gladly go up to you and tell you look gorgeous, you look stunning, you look amazing. Just always be friendly. And that's how I've like noticed that I've gotten like little perks and stuff. It's just by talking. And like, that's literally what it is. I'm just, friendly. But also too, like, you create your own reality, girl. Like, if you want backstage, go get it. It's gonna happen. Speak it into existence. I recently like saw someone that I've been dying to see because I kept missing them. I kept missing their sets because they're so popular. And I was with my best friend. Well, I was with 2 of my best friends. And one of them got lost. So then I'm with another one of them, and I was like, we're 2 girls at a rave. The options and the possibilities are endless when you're a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, we're getting backstage, like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to some girl being nice, out of nowhere I end up with a wristband. And it's literally just being nice, being a friendly soul. And I remember, like, I was like, there's no way she's got a wristband. Like, I was freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
So I called my best friend over, and she couldn't even believe it. And she was like, dude, and then we booked it before they could even take the wristbands away from us. We were like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so, like, mind-boggling to us that we were like, holy...
I saw your stories.
Dude, because we technically weren't even allowed to, like, to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a 21 plus event.
Mm-hmm.
We're not there.
And that's the gag.
We're not there yet,
Yeah.
but same time too. So I'm like, be friendly, be nice to your security guards, be nice to everybody you're around. Like, literally just be nice.
Mm-hmm.
If you put out good energy, it'll come back to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and I feel like that's the whole definition of like the rave world.
Mhm.
Player, a lot of people don't know that no more.
That's very
Please, love,
nice.
universe. Please bring back the player, please, because like I've gone. What was it? It was Beyond
Mm-hmm.
of this year. I went, and I was just so like
Mm-hmm.
I was genuinely so frustrated that I couldn't even give out player.
Mm-hmm.
But then I went to Hard Summer, and there was a lot of new ravers, and I was so excited, so happy because everyone there was so nice.
They really were, yeah.
But at the same time too, it's like you create the atmosphere you want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of people were like, oh, everybody was so rude. Da, da, da. Well, if you have an attitude, like stink ass attitude, no shit's gonna be a horrible experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's the energy you bring, the people you go with. Like I went with my like OG rave group, like my friends, my like the people that like brought me into the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so much fun. It had such also the DJs were amazing. So it's just like you create the environment for raves. So for all the new ravers that like, oh, I hate it. Da, 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 people are so rude, people are push. Girl, like move to the back then. Like go to the back, like where there's a bunch of room. Like have fun.
That but also like I think like it goes a long way when you like understand that you're there for a good time and a long time. I've been to Hard Summer. That was like I went alone, and I think that really opened my eyes to like understanding the culture, because not only am I 6'2", so I tower everybody, but like at the same time I'm kind of like you find your DJs.
Yes.
And Berenice and I were talking about that because once you find a DJ, you're hooked.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Oh my God! Speaking of that, De Oro, he's playing tomorrow. I'm gonna go see him. I've never missed one of his sets because he's just like it's just I think he was like low key the one I started listening to when I first got into like EDM.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when he was coming out with his songs back in like 2012, 2010, like whatever. My cousins would listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just like nostalgia too. But now that I'm old enough to actually rave, like you know, yeah, no, he's like one of those, and I want to give a shout out to him because like he's the Mexican DJ. He brought all Latinos to EDM in a way. So it's just like once you find that DJ that brings you in, you're hooked.
I was gonna say, Jades, the differences of mindset. I'm like, is he single?
No, he's married.
Oh, he's
dude. His wife goes to all his sets. She's the one that works like the laziest in the
I'm
fireworks.
like, nice, good for you, wife. Yes, good for you.
So funny.
Yes, no, dude. When I think about all these things, I just think of like a good time. Definitely, my scene is Coachella.
Okay.
I told you I went there, but yeah, it's totally fun. I definitely recommend it. And of course, the lights went out. Of course, we're on a budget, but it's okay. It's okay.
Humble beginnings.
Yes, humble beginnings. Season 2 is gonna come very soon because we're putting the cherry on top.
Okay.
I can't preview the next person, but definitely we could talk about Jades all day here.
Oh, thank you.
But yes, back to what I was telling you, Jades, about Coachella. I recommend it. It's very much about bougie and influencing.
Yeah.
So I don't really like that aspect of it, but you do find a lot of how you would say people that are like looking for a good time as well. So then you start meeting people. I went to go see Rosalia, Blackpink, Charlie XCX.
Yes.
I saw Becky G. It was totally worth it because it's like one bill for like all these artists.
Yeah.
But that's if you like want to go see
Exactly.
them. My thing is that I have a great experience in Coachella, and I have a story about it. I also got a wristband the first time that I went, right? Someone gave it to me that here, going for free, and I made a whole YouTube video about it. And I think that those are the experiences that people like, you know, you only live in the moment. Like we used to say YOLO all the time, but it's like very much that type of vibe because it's like you create memories. You're gonna die one day, and then at the end of it, you want to be surrounded by good vibes, and you'll be surprised. Sometimes strangers are the nicest people.
100%. I feel like, you know, you can tell when someone's fucking weird, but you can also tell when people are just such genuine, beautiful souls.
Yeah, because they have nothing to lose.
Exactly.
And then I'm like, you said it best. Kindness no cuesta nada.
Yeah. No, literally. And like, you never know who you're meeting, who you're talking to. Like, you just never know. So just always be nice. And like, that means like, don't be nice and expect something out of it.
Oh no.
You know, but like, just be nice.
This is why Jades is so smart, y'all. Like, Jades is like spitting facts. Like, there's like bigger pictures here that we're like addressing, and I'm like, dude, like that goes in for business too.
Yeah.
We're businesswomen out here.
Yes.
Not this weekend, but the following weekend. I was telling Vanessa that I'm gonna be helping a barber open up his shop. So I'm gonna be creating a cool, you know, like behind the scenes video and everything. And he's like, dang, and I'm like, dude, like this is real nice because it's gonna be a local city. He's a local barber, and he's hustling.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of it, it's like when you put it out there, you know, that's the impression that you leave for people. Because at the end of it, it's like, you know, not everyone's gonna have, you know, that 2 cents of like they get to know you fully, but you know, being kind makes a big difference.
No, yeah, I think that's like one of the best compliments is when people like when like they talk about me and they're like, oh my god, yeah, she's nice. And I'm like, oh my god, you don't think I'm the worst person ever. Like, it's because it's just, you know, like I'm like, oh my god, yay. Like I get so excited because
some people get threatened, and especially when you walk into a room like that. I will say, you know, we talked about this before. Whenever you walk into a room, you know, impressions matter.
Oh, 100%.
And sometimes, like, I think that when we're looking at what happened last semester, regardless, it's like you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be honest with the people around you.
No, I agree.
And either you like me or you don't.
Yeah.
And that's it.
No, I agree. Because like people can be like, bitch is ugly. Yeah, but you can't say I'm not nice.
It's always crazy to me because yesterday I went to the club Cobra, and like I'm learning how to dance. I want to be, you know, that
Yes.
And then there is this one individual, we're like kikiing, right? But in, you know, the culture, we like to read each other for fun when we're bored.
Yeah.
So then he's like saying all these things, and I'm like, do you not understand? Like, let me just rip it off real quick.
Yeah.
And you know how you were saying earlier, skinny Billy Hadid and whatnot? I'm like, give me some nice, like, little things right here.
Yeah.
We're going in. But, like, it doesn't make sense to call someone, you know, all these things and then not back it up with, like, facts.
Exactly.
I'm like, if I was that, look at my roster.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yes,
Respectfully.
Yes, man.
Where's my shot?
Like, pull it up right now.
Yeah, I'm like, pull it up right now. Pull it up right now.
Yeah, I agree.
So tell me, what is your one key piece of advice for confidence building?
Oh my.
I know, but this is like, think of it as like, if you're talking to your younger self, like for instance, if you're addressing Jades when she was, what's a good year for you that you want to talk to yourself?
I'd say like, I've always been a silly goose.
I say that all the time. Silly goose.
Yes.
I love it.
You know what? I think probably like 8-year-old Jades, because that's like the.
I was literally thinking
really?
that, dude.
I feel like 8 was like the
Telepatia,
age.
dude. Telepatia.
Dude, no, 8 was like the age where like I remember everything, but I remember nothing. Does that make sense? But I think it's because like so much happened like at that time. But like, if I were to talk to her, like mind you, I grew up super like with beautiful, amazing women in my life who are always like, yes, like you're that girl, like period, like stand up for yourself, you know? Like my cousins, Vanessa and Gabby, they're my big sisters, always. And I remember they used to do my hair and they used to do my makeup. I was like 6 years old. I was like their little doll. And they used to be like, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful. Even my mom, she was very much like, oh, like I gave birth to such a beautiful girl. Like they were always such hype women, but they also always kept me in check in the sense of like your attitude is what makes you beautiful. Your attitude, the way you act, the way you like present yourself, that's what makes you beautiful. So I think like especially like during high school, like obviously everybody goes through insecurities and really ugliness and feelings and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, it's like confidence. Like it's like como se dice, like you fake it till you make it. Nobody likes an insecure bitch. I'm sorry. Like respectfully,
it's
like
true, because then the people start projecting.
Exactly. And that's like one thing about me is like, you know, when people are like body shaming themselves around me, calling themselves ugly, I'm like, if you feel that way, that's how you are. That respectfully, that's how you are. Because like stop. Like don't, why are you talking about yourself that way? Your body works, your heart works, your lungs work, your legs work. Like shut up. Like, you know? And it's also too like, if you don't like something about yourself, change it. Change it. Like you have, you know, there's such like if you feel insecure about certain looks and shit, girl, change that. Like one of my biggest insecurities was like my hair. Cause it's just so frizzy and big and huge. Girl, that means she got split ends, but she's a little bit tame now. She's more tame than usual.
No, Jades is looking bomb.com.
Thank you.
I'm looking at it from right here. I'm like, Jades.
I'm like, nobody look at the split ends, too. I'm like, Maggie, come over here with the scissors.
No, girl, you should see mine over here. No, they're like split. Like it's disproportionate, Maggie. Like over here short and then over here long.
No, dude, if I get into a fight with a girl, she pulls my hair like she's breaking off.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah,
so,
look it.
Don't even get me. Yeah, but no, I think at the end of the day, confidence is what you make of it. You know, fake it till you make it 100%. Obviously, there's Sundays where I'm like, dude, my makeup looks like shit. Like I'm so upset, but I'm like, nobody knows I'm thinking that. So people think that like, oh wow, she's really feeling herself. Like that's then that's the way I'm gonna present myself. That's the way that I'm gonna come out. So it's like, fake it till you make it.
Girl, question.
Yes.
What is one piece of fashion that you would like love to stop? Like a trend for sure. Like no in betweens. Like
oh my god,
tell me.
stop.
Because I have one, and I was thinking about this earlier because my TikTok be full with it, and I'm like, girl, let's personalize it here.
All I'm gonna say is everyone's going through their own fashion journey. So when I see people like going up to those people on the streets, be like, what's one fashion trend you want to stop? And I see someone be like, platform sandals. Girl, that's what I'm wearing right now. Like, chill out. Like, so that's where I'm kind of like, you're going through your fashion journey. May God bless you. May you find growth. May you find Pinterest.
I have one, but I always think it's just no, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna be like,
what if it's like something, it's like, okay, oh my god. No, it's just like, oh my god, I feel so bad. Like, okay, for me personally, I don't fuck with Vans no more.
Okay.
Like this, like looking, not like that, not like that.
Mine is like, but I'm gonna show you shoes, I'm like,
no. No, look, this is what I mean. Like, I don't like saying stuff because, like, what if someone's wearing that? Period. You feel comfortable in that shit. Period. You bought that shit with your check that you worked like 4 hours for. Period.
Yeah.
But like, but like that's why I just don't say anything because you never know who's in the room. So
they're old. Okay, I'm getting rid of them.
No, girl, keep them.
No, fun story about Ms. Vanya. We were talking about like what shoes we like and what shoes we don't, and then I was like, like some Chucks. She's like, I don't like Chucks. And then I'm like, oh, like that's crazy. Like I like Chucks. And then fast forward like a week, and she's rocking some like red Chucks.
Oh my god!
And then I was like, Miss Vane, what's going on here? And she's like, and then I was like, I thought you said you like your Chucks.
You know what? Every day we grow. Every day we change. That's called growth. Good job.
I'm gonna use that mentality when I go up to my super. I'm like, every day we grow.
Every day is growth.
Every day is growth, and it's true. It's true. But I got.
Don't hold me accountable for stuff I did yesterday. Girl, I'm growing.
No, I got you. My 2 cents for the fashion crime that I will never forgive is how these men literally.
Like, just end it there.
Yeah. Contradict the standards of beauty about the male gaze. So like, let me dissect this because then people are gonna be like, Alan, you're just hating on these men. Like, ooh, no. Look, let me tell you something. So I grew up very much flamboyant, right?
Yes.
And I would get shitted on, hated on, like ripped apart for wearing clothes that gave very much fluidity, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, you got your boys that look like, homies, you got your boys that wear like athletic leisure, you got, it's like there's brackets, very simple. And then around 2016, this is when like, the clean look started coming through where it's like they started wearing like shirts and like right?
The Zara.
Yeah. It started, right. So but my 2 cents is that none of this was trendy, meaning wearing like more feminine attire, with the scarves, with the like shorts, the short shirts.
I love when men have the crop tees.
Wait, hold on. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Where I'm about to like talk shit.
Okay.
Because back in those days, Rusabas dragged.
Yeah.
You're this, you're that, you're in between.
But do you also think it's our environment?
Hold on. So then this is what I mean.
I am sad.
So no, hold on. So all of this in my head, I thank Bad Bunny because he brought that to some extent. Like he started breaking the norms. He started like, dressing up, and like men started being like, oh, like he's doing it. Like I could do it too. And like, but then you start seeing the bigger picture. Someone made it popular, and then all of a sudden it became popular to be more feminine. Before I would get all this, Jades, like I'm talking about like ripping ass down the street. I'm like, dude, I'm just eating my food. And I was like, pinche, blah, 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 blah. And then this, I would play soccer, and like, I kid you not, I would still rock the crop tops, the shorts and this and that. Now when you go to the gym, these men are straight. I'm talking straight with them booty shorts over here, the little crop top over here. And I'm like, good for you. Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Keep doing it, please.
Good for you. But like at the end of it, that's where I have my little 2 cents because I'm like, those little crop tees, you know what? A couple years back ago, we're gonna throw some hands.
First.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna sound like a dinosaur, but look, I don't care. that was a whole episode right there that I will not forgive society just yet.
Okay,
because it was like very homophobic. Yes. And then all of a sudden now it's popular for these men to be rocking them extra tight booty shorts and extra tight shirts. I'm like, you know what? Let's go through some history before we jump into that, because queer history is important.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, I have a question for you.
Oh my God.
Yes. This is just a way in advance. How do you, because you know, you are an ally, right? For the queer community.
I know.
Yes. So my question is, how do you celebrate queerness? Like, for instance, with your friends, what do you do, or how do you say support the community in your own way with your friends?
You know what's so funny? I've always been like super besties with a bunch of like LGBTQIA plus people. But I think a really big thing is like, especially like considering the fact they're from the IE, where it's kind of like conservative, very conservative, very like, you know, traditional Mexican values. It's just making them feel like they're just like me. They're just normal. Exactly. Yeah. So like,
I was just talking about that too, because we could talk about that all day.
Yeah. Like, you know, I don't know, like, you being gay doesn't make any difference. If I see you making out with a girl, that's fine. Like, you probably see me making out with a guy. Like, there's no difference. Reality. Like, it's just society that like makes it a big deal. I remember when Obama, mind you, I'm a poli-sci major, so like politics and stuff like that.
I know. Right now we're doing overdrive, so not dive into the code switch of like.
Yes. But I remember when Obama was writing down with his vice president with the rainbow flags, and like I remember like my entire like conservative family, they're like, that's disgusting. That's, you know, so bad. I was little when I think it was like 2014 when he legalized gay marriage, I believe. And I remember being like, why? Like, let them love. Like, let them be happy, you know? So I think as an ally, it's just kind of more of like just letting them be. Like, they don't bother me. I don't bother them. Like, just besties.
I was talking about this also with my plethora of friends. I'm kind of like, I always have to walk into a room because now I'm going to be doing drag soon, right? Yeah. But I'm learning songs, I'm doing this. But every now and then, like we talked about this before, it's like you have like the balance of like, you're a homie and then you're a bestie. But then when you're with the besties, you're a homie. And then when you're with the homies, you're a bestie. So it's like very like, you get like you walk into a room and like you want to feel like a part of the girls, and then you want to feel part of like the boys. But then it's kind of like you're not in either or. And then you're kind of like stuck in the middle. So and I always tell folks exactly what you just said right now. That's like the big like 101 here. Like, just be yourself all around people. Sometimes I'll be walking up to like a group of guys and then they all get posted.
Yeah. They see you're hiding the intimidated.
Oh, girl, let's not even go into that because it'd be like a little, you know, ego bruise on that. But my 2 cents is like, I'm like, why y'all posted? And then when like someone that's not gay walks in, they're like, they even smack each other's asses and shit. I'm like, what? I'm like,
all the athletes?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it's like very micro.
Yes.
Very micro. I'm like, oh, they're like, what's the problem? I'm like, no. The problem here is very simple. Why do you have to change?
Yeah.
Why do you have to like do all these things above and beyond? And at the end of it, I don't care because it's not my like clique like that. But I do have to call it out when it is a moment. Because it's just like, no. Like, you see something, you want to create a safe space for everybody.
No, I agree.
And then like, even when I'm with the girls too, I'm walking around and I'm like, hey, you know, like, sometimes I don't want to be the body guy. When I'm out in these clubs, I'm like, I want to go have fun too.
I'll be the body guy real quick.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, I will go in there for the, like, a lot of the times when I go with my homegirls, los muchachos quieren bailar con ellas and they don't want to dance with them. But then they see me and then I'm like right there standing. I'm like, oh, like, you want to dance with her? Shoot your shot. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. And then she says no. I step in. Yeah. Because that's how it works. Yeah. But sometimes I'm kind of like, I just have to be objective, and the objective truth is that it's going to take time. Yeah. It takes time, and I think that with allies, we have to have bigger conversations. Oh, yeah. But specifically, like, you know what I mean, Jades? Not everything is a deep, like, fucking conversation. Yeah. All you have to do is just care and be intentional. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of like when you're walking down the hall and when you're talking with your friend, you're not going to be like...
No, yeah.
No. It's like, oh, like... Pride History is coming around the corner in October. I'm like, you know, I have some things cooked up, but I will say, some of my inspirations for drag, I was telling this to Alexis, the previous interviewee that I had. She's one of my inspirations, and then also you are one of them too. And I said because if y'all do not know, Jades is very outspoken on campus, but also she's outspoken in her, you know, lifestyle. She's outspoken, and I think that whenever I think of like women empowerment, I don't just say this for the gag, ladies and gentlemen, please. Believe me.
Oh my god.
I say this because I find inspiration from, you know, the women around me, right? I take care of my friends, you know. I would like to believe that I try my best to be mindful and thoughtful about it, but I also take notes.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, what did I learn from Jades? You know, what did I see? You know?
Stop.
Yes, I'm being serious.
That.
And so after we talked that one time, I did have, you know, like I started looking to more lifestyle things.
Yeah.
So, you know, yesterday I went to the club. Today I'm going to go to the club. Tomorrow I'm going to go to another club. And I just think that when we're looking at these things, Ms. Jades, where do you get your where do you get like who inspires you as a woman? Like who is your like top tier? Like she's the one.
My mommy.
Okay, I had a feeling you were gonna say that, but tell me, elaborate, mommy. What's going on there? Yeah.
Also, 100%. Well, my mom's a girl's girl.
Okay.
My mom is definition of a very loving, very nurturing person, nurturing soul. So she taught me like you are who you surround yourself with.
Of course.
My mom, she don't really got friends like that because you know she's very confident. She's an Aries woman.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, she's an Aries
fire
woman.
in the house.
Yeah.
Is that a Gemini?
We're besties.
Okay.
We're besties.
Okay.
I love my mommy.
It's a firecracker right there.
No, she 100% always taught me like you are who you surround yourself with, and because of that, I feel like I've created such a beautiful friend group around me. Like such beautiful women around me. There, Maggie over there.
I know, Maggie.
But no, yeah, and like same thing like you. I take little things from them. Like you know, Maggie's thing was her kindness and like her kind heart. But then I also have other friends where like I'm gonna give a little shout out to Kelly and Serena and all them. They taught me a bunch of confidence, in the sense of like girl wise. Like they would give me a compliment. Like, oh, you look so pretty. Like oh no, my makeup. And they would tell me like shut up. We gave you a compliment. Take it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like oh, like true. Like literally like yeah. So there's little things of that like. Where it's like, oh my god, like, you know, so it's just little things you take from people. But no, my mommy, she's my favorite person ever. I love her.
What's your mom's name?
Marilu.
Marilu
Loreto. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
No, I
like
love her. She's so great. It's like, she's one of those people where I could talk for hours about her. Mm-hmm. And it's just because she's like my bestie. Yeah. That's my homegirl for life.
Yeah, I know my mom. I always think about her. I always tell her that I'm going to do drag inspired by her. She gets mad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like, why would you do that? And I'm like, girl, you gave me these cheekbones. Come on.
Exactly.
I got to put them to work.
Dude, it's so funny you say that. My mom's like that. She's very much like, if I'm wearing like baggy clothes, she's like, why? I gave you all those beautiful genetics for what? For you to hide it?
Period.
And I'm like, oh.
Honesty.
I love my mommy. Like, she's just...
She's everything?
She's my everything. I love that girl. I love my dad too. But my mommy...
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how your parents met?
Yes. Oh my god, it's actually such a cute story. Okay, my parents were like, they're a Christian couple.
Okay.
I grew very Christian. I grew very religious. But I think... Okay, so my dad's a guitar player.
Okay.
And he was playing at my mom's uncle's church in Corona.
Okay.
But he's from Santa Ana. So he played at a church in Santa Ana, went to Corona. Okay? It's a little bit of a far drive back in the 90s. And what's it called? Yeah, he was playing the guitar at a wedding at the church. And my grandma, a little instigator woman she is, she's a little Capricorn, she's watching my mom watch my dad. She goes, you want him? And then my mom was like, my mom's all shy, didn't tell me that, you know? And my grandma, because my mom would pass by because she was helping with food. And she noticed that my dad would just like stare at my mom.
Okay.
And she would notice that like my dad would always talk about him being single anytime she walked around. So like my dad like, oh yeah, like soy soltero. Anytime my mom was walking by, you know? So then they had just finished the service or the wedding, and my dad's packing up his stuff, and my grandma goes up to him. And she goes, necesitas ayuda? Like my daughter can help you. My mom's like 100 pounds. Okay. Skinny little Bella Hadid thing, okay? And my dad has all this equipment. And my dad's staring at her, staring at the equipment. He's like, my equipment's heavier than her. So he's like, no, está bien, like it's okay. And what's it called? It's like my mom goes to help and she's all like struggling to carry like the luggage or whatever. And like they start talking or whatever, and he gives her his number. Okay. Right? And I remember my dad, his thing, like I remember when he tells me about like his side of the story of how he saw it was like, yeah, like I saw this girl, and she's just like, her energy, her aura is out there. Like she's just so beautiful. Like she's just such a like very to herself, very like dainty little, like, you know, she's just, he could feel how beautiful she was. My mom's a really gorgeous girl, like gorgeous. And yeah, I gave her phone number, and she called him while he was in Mexico, and she was the one that was like, oh, like it is salir, like, you know. So
like the shot.
Yeah. Okay. But it all started because my grandma was a little instigator that was like, oh, like.
So grandma came in clutch with this.
Yeah, my mom Yana.
The matchmaker.
Yep. And yeah, they've been married for 22 years, together for 25.
Nice. Yeah. Similar around my parents. They've been for 30.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How did they meet?
They, if I'm not mistaken, it's very much like a cinematic as well.
Okay, baby.
So my mom, she played like professional basketball.
Oh.
And then my dad like did like a whole lot of like the body.
Okay.
No, but my dad would do like boxing and gymnastics as well.
Okay.
But like he was more of like de barrio. So like my mom is ejido and mi papá es de barrio. Entonces they would meet, and then they met in if I'm not mistaken, in Ontario. So my dad crossed over. My mom, she had family in the area, but she was like slowly but surely, she came at a younger age because she busted her knee from playing. So, like, unfortunately, not the politics again, but like women in the leagues are not represented the same way. So the idea is that she's like, you know what, I got to step up because, if I stay back and I now have an injury, I can't really be in that position. I have to go look for, opportunities, right? So she comes and then she's working in the market, the deli, and then she sees someone that's tall. And then, of course, my dad is like, how you would say, like, a good-looking man. And, like, he also, like, likes women like that. So then he had, like, his fair share of, like, he likes this one, he likes that one. But he, like, saw my mom and he was like, like she's good, right? And then my mom was kind of like how you would say, like, she plays basketball or whatnot. So she was like, she know what she was doing. So and I looked at my mom, I always told her, I'm like, you're a little shy, but it's okay, you know what I mean? I know what you got. I'm like, you give it to me, and she's like, don't do that. I'm like, it's okay. Pero dice que él fue y luego, he went to go pay and whatnot, and that's where it started. So they saw each other one night, and then I think, from my understanding, he made the first move, but my mom was always like, I'm not gonna make the first move. So then he, and then there, and then next thing you know, they're like the it couple. Do you know who Marisela is? Like it's a singer, but long story short, there's like a song, and then it's with Marco Antonio Solis, if I'm not mistaken, La Pareja Ideal. And then it's like a very it song for like the it couple, kind of like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
That's cute.
So then when they got together, they were like, oh, like these tall motherfuckers.
Oh, your mom's tall?
Yeah, well, she's not like 6 foot tall, but she's like 5'11". So then my dad's like 6'2". So then we came out like at a good height, 6'2". My brother's 6'2", más que él está más how you would say, built in soccer, because they play professional soccer. And then he's also I'm a little bit apparently white. But my brother is I know. My brother is more brown. Okay. For sure. Yeah.
There's always that one sibling.
Yeah, he's straight, so.
There's always that one sibling too.
He's straight, I'm not.
Real? No.
He gets haircuts, I wear wigs. Like, yeah. So it's at the end of it, there's good love stories.
Yeah, no, that's cute.
I think it's always like, when is my time gonna come?
No, but at the same time too, I feel like because of like the way my parents set the standards, like I feel like
that too.
That's kind of why I'm kind of like.
Dude, I grew up listening to all of their like marriage stuff, so I don't want any marriage anytime soon.
Oh well, no, mine's more of like the way my dad would treat my mom.
Yeah, like the expectation.
Because oh my god, wait, I always tell everyone the story. I went to get tacos with my dad because obviously her valley has tacos. We see a couple sitting outside, and my dad got mad because it's like a young couple like my age. He goes, "No way, she's letting him take her out on a taco date." I was like, "Appa, that's a cute date. Like, I've been seeing all taco dates. Like, girl, that's cute." And my dad was like, "Don't ever let that be you. Like, you need to set the standard. Like, don't expect less from someone." And this whole time, I'm like, girl, like in this economy.
Well, it's because I think at the end of the day, like dads and parents know best when it comes down to those things. I think I do agree because I feel like once you know that person's the one, you go above.
Yeah. No, I agree. Where if a man wanted to, he would, and that's my dad's whole thing.
Oh my gosh, there's a whole TikTok that I don't know if you don't forget what you're saying, girl. But right now, when you said that if you wanted to, he would. That is so true, y'all. Don't be gaslit into those scenarios. I kid you not. There's I don't know if you saw, but there is this man that would run from San Diego all the way to Los Angeles, 100 miles, to go see his girl. Yes. Did you see that?
No, but I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, so wait, so I kid you not. I'm not even making this up because I sent this over to my best friend Taja, and then I'm like, she's like, what is this? And I'm like, no, because if he wanted to, he would.
No, 100%, and that's like my dad's whole thing with me is like a man, if he cannot spoil you, he's gonna work harder to spoil you.
And also, if he really wanted to cuff you up, he would make it clear right away.
Exactly.
Like, there's no in-betweens.
No, and like, I grew up religious, obviously, I keep saying it, but like, my parents at a young age, they got me the necklace, and it had like Corinthians, I think it was like 13, 14. It's still like the love is kind, love is patient, love is all that. And like this is what love's supposed to feel like. So if it doesn't feel like that, it's not from God. Which is so true, because it's kind of like God doesn't send you anything that's meant to disrupt your peace or meant to like hurt you or ruin you. You know?
Yeah. No, and I think for me, I have to do a lot of detangling, because there's a whole lot of like what love looks like for me.
Yeah.
I didn't really grow up, like I did grow up with the love, but it was more so like polished through the idea of work. So as you know, I work a lot.
Yeah.
So that to me is like love. But like I have to detangle that, and like now talking about feelings, getting invested with friendships, getting invested with like, you know, things that are not so... Yes, the light went out again. Sorry, not sorry. Deal with the consequences. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you made it this far, congratulations. My 2 cents is untangling, you know, those toxic traits, because we gotta find something that's good for us.
No,
and I feel like if you wait for it, I think, at least for me, Alan, that will be the better option, because I don't want to invest in something that is not necessarily going to be there. And Vanessa tried to help me like to a standard and be like, oh, Alan, because I said that someone was cute, and she's like, I thought you didn't date friends. That's my policy. I don't date friends. I don't do friends. Not even if like if the friend knows the friend. Nope.
Really?
Nope.
That's actually smart.
Yeah, no.
That's nice that way.
Nope. I don't, because it's kind of like maybe I'll entertain it, but I won't cuff it up.
Yeah.
I just can't, because it's my thing is like I want to meet someone through my own terms.
Yeah.
Not because of like, oh, this, because then it gets messy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not perfect, and I know it.
No, period.
I could tell you all these things that I do that I'll maybe be like, oh, you know, like some people will find like they want to like build a relationship. I'm like, no, you know, I wake up, I'm grumpy. I need my coffee. I don't like being lied to. I think that's for everybody, but like to me, it's like the first thing. Like I need honesty on every lens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to some people, they get exhausted, and I'm like, no, you don't get exhausted. You choose to get exhausted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my 2 cents is that I think I make it very clear so that my expectations are like very like not necessarily like unattainable, but it's like they have to be met in order for me even to like wake up and be like, oh, this might be someone that
they're interested in. Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, you could look nice, but what if you're boring? What if you're like a bad person?
Dude, no, that's the worst when they're pretty and boring.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Worst toxic trait ever.
Dude, yes.
Because it's like, it's not even you. It's like they have something going on where it's like, wouldn't you want to make memories? Wouldn't you want to do this thing? I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
I agree. I agree.
So I think, Ms. Maggie, do you have a question for us before, you know, we are wrapping up?
This girl knows everything about me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
like, she knows
I got you.
everything.
So what would you say, you know, I'm interested. What type of perfume do you wear?
The Soul. That one, the pink one.
The pink one.
Yeah.
I don't know that one, but do you like, for instance, is that like your go-to fragrance for to go to school, to go to work, to go to the
it's
club?
It's like my go-to.
Yeah. I use
no
the vanilla
what.
one. She uses the pink one.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that like where can you find that at?
Like
that
Sephora.
Sephora. Okay, that sounds cute.
Yeah.
What about your go-to lipstick? Like, what's
the Summer Fridays. I love
Fridays.
the Summer Fridays.
Is Sephora as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What about blush?
Blush. Right now, I'm using the. I just got it.
Is the Rare Beauty one?
No, it's the.
What does it look like?
It's like pink. It's called Fat Ass.
Okay. She said juicy culo.
It's I don't know. It's at Sephora too. Anna just put me on.
Okay, so blush, Sephora, lipstick, Sephora, perfume, Sephora.
The NARS one?
No, it's like it's S/O. What is it called?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think
Only Size. It's a Patrick Starr's brand.
It's like, and it's
red?
like 3 different blushes. It's like the
Yeah.
like cream one and then powder
It's
and
the
then
Only
highlighter.
Size. It's Patrick Starr's brand.
Okay, I know who they are. There you are. Okay, very nice. I will say I'm gonna do my fair share of beauty routines or whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's good to learn. It's good to learn. Take notes.
Yes.
My thing is I'm a sucker for the not glitter but the highlight.
Dude,
Oh my gosh, highlight goes hard, dude.
Yeah. No, especially like if you're out and about.
Yes.
Yes.
I just don't like it when we wear it and then you wear a shirt like this and then you're dancing. Se pega todo.
Really, I love it everywhere. Girl, put that all over me right now.
No, but like I'm talking on the shirt, dude.
Oh.
Like when you're dancing, like and then someone's like.
Oh, when it gets on someone else?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that because now you have part of me on you.
No, that's what I was gonna say. It's very like That's my territory thing.
I'm like, I don't find a problem with that.
Oh.
Like, no, kidding.
No, yeah, for me it would be like I dance and then on this side everything's there.
Because I love when I'm hugging them, my makeup's on them,
Yeah.
like on their white shirt. And
I like when my lipstick is on.
It's
like, you know?
that's cute.
I think outside of that, Miss Jades, thank you so much for making time because best believe Miss Jades has schedules. We gotta get it. You gotta get in contact with her agent to be able to make this happen. But I definitely do suggest that you continue doing the absolute most.
Thank you.
Create memories, as you said. I want to spend more time with you because I want to put you on my stories. Yes, I have pictures of like when we're doing like actual schoolwork, but I want to do like cool stuff like outside of league. You know what I mean? Yes, that, and also just like a fun time grabbing a coffee or something. And I think outside of that, Miss Jades, pues que Dios te bendiga.
Gracias.
Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.